Hey y'all. Okay, so when we have an emergency, our first instinct is to what? Call 911. Well, like a life-threatening emergency, something of that nature, okay? Something that requires the police. We call 911. When we call 911, that is an outlet for help. That's our only access to getting help at that time. Um This woman, okay, who was a 911 operator, was hanging up on the emergency callers, okay, which is terrible. People call 911, because someone's trying to intrude, someone's trying to kill them, someone just beat them, someone just broke in their car, whatever an emergency consists of. It could have been something wrong with the caller's children or anything. And this lady hung up on people calling for help. Okay, I'll read the article, then I'll go back and play the video. It's not buffering today, so that's good. This happened in Houston. Says a former Houston 911 operator who hung up on thousands of people, including calls for help during robberies and homicides, will spend 10 days in jail and 18 months on probation. Harris County jurors on Wednesday found Crenshaw Williams, 44, guilty of interference with emergency telephone calls. Williams spent a year and a half taking 911 calls at the Houston Emergency Center until she was caught in August 2016 and fired by the city. A supervisor who oversaw Williams was also placed on 1 year of internal probation, officials said at the time. Williams' misdeeds became to light after HEC officials performing routine monthly audits of 911 calls noticed a high volume of Williams' calls lasted less than 20 seconds, known as short calls. In a news release detailing the sentencing, prosecutors said a review showed Williams hung up on thousands of short calls. The calls included one where a caller tried to report a violent robbery and another where a caller was about two drivers racing in an area on Interstate 45 where people had been killed speeding just weeks earlier. Williams told investigators she often hung up because she did not want to talk to anyone at those times. Harris County prosecutors said the county had an obligation to hold public servants criminally accountable when they break the law and the community's trust. The citizens of Harris County rely on 911 operators to dispatch help in their time of need, said Lauren Reeder, a Harris County prosecutor. When Williams' actions were initially exposed, HEC manager Joe Laud called them an anomaly. This is just a very significant event, Laud said at the time, and we feel that her actions do not represent all the call takers in this facility or call takers in general. They have been a very specific interest in doing a great job in providing emergency response to people. The center, which opened in 2003 after the city consolidated 911 calls for the police, fire, and emergency management services, handles millions of calls annually and about 9,000 a day. About one-third are true emergencies. Franklin Bynum, Williams' attorney, said the case revealed systematic problems at the Houston Emergency Center, including a call-taking system that drops calls instead of rerouting them if dispatchers are not ready to take them. He also criticized the statute prosecutors used to charge Williams and said he expected it to be overturned on appeal. She was going through a hard time in her life, and she was a poor performing worker at the Houston Emergency Center. But punishing her doesn't do anything to fix the problems that still exist at the emergency center. I understand they might have problems at the emergency center, but it starts with all of the with the dispatchers, And what I don't get is if this lady didn't feel like talking to people at the time, what made her or anyone think what would make anyone think that it's okay to just not talk to someone because you don't feel like it when that is your job. And it's not just like a telemarketing job or something like that where you're calling to sell someone something, or answering phones. It's a lot different than that. These are emergencies. People's lives are on the line. Them, their children, or others. So it just, I don't know. It's just crazy to me. And, I don't know. Me, I fully agree with the sentencing. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. No, I don't. I thought it said 10 years in prison. So she's going to get 10 days in jail. No, I do not agree with that at all. Yeah, she's on 18 months probation, but I mean, something like this is serious. They lock people up for crazy stuff. Like the smallest of crimes, and you get years in prison. Something like this, a lady who worked for the county or the city or whatever, she still had some sort of, she had a job that dealt with the city and the county and all of that. And to be a 911 operator, like I said, these are people who we rely on when there is an emergency and we need medical help, we need police help or a fire or anything of that nature. We call 911. I would be highly upset if I called 911 and got hung up on, and it wasn't an accident. This lady deliberately hung up on people because she didn't want to talk. And I just don't think that that's right. And the sentencing for her is ridiculous. 10 days? 10 days in jail? I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought it said 10 years. That's why I said I agree with that. No, I don't.
She went through a bad time in her life, and her job performance suffered.
Tonight, the attorney for Krishana Williams says his client never meant to hurt anyone. She simply thought she was directing incoming emergency 911 calls to operators who were better fit to respond.
She was going on not ready status more than she should have. She had a lot going on in her life.
The defense argued in court this week the Houston Emergency Center should have had a better system in place. They say Williams needed help with her employment, not criminal charges.
These criminal charges do nothing to make the Houston Emergency Center a better functioning call center for all Houstonians. They do nothing to fix the fundamental problems with the management and operation of the Houston Emergency Center.
The Houston Emergency Center wasn't on trial today, and every agency cannot create a fail-safe for any criminal employee. She understood that she couldn't just go on break hours at a time, so this was her way to game the system when she didn't want to work.
Prosecutors say the evidence proved Williams' behavior wasn't a one-time fluke.
Her short calls were 5 times more than any other operator at the Houston Emergency Center.
Tonight, Williams must serve 18 months of probation and 10 days in jail. The law says they want to send a message: if you take this job, people count on you.
You expect the person on the other end of the line to be compassionate and eager and ready to dispatch help out to you.
In downtown Houston, Steve Campion, 13, Eyewitness News.
Leave y'all's comments and feedback below. Tell me what y'all's thoughts are on this. I do agree that, yes, they do need a better system in place, but whether they have a better system or not, we rely on the people that are answering those phones.
John House Chevrolet is a family business that's been right here.
So thank you, and y'all have a wonderful day, and I will be back on here later. Talk to y'all soon. Thank you.